Welcome back to Glossop Wild Camping. Well, you join me here on Bleaklow. This particular spot's called Wain Stones. I'm hoping to be able to find a picture around here. About 10 minutes ago I walked past Wain Stones where I stayed last time I was in this area. And apart from on the mossy lee path at Glossop, I haven't seen anyone on the whole of this walk, which has been fantastic. I'll just turn you around to show you the other stones behind me. Yeah, I love my rocks. So there's been quite a bit of wind here today. On the walk up, I'd say there was gusts of about 30 to 35 miles an hour. And here it feels like a steady 15 to 20 at the moment. So I'm going to have a little scout around now and see if we can find a spot, probably behind that main clump of rocks there, as it should be sheltered from the wind. So I'll do that now and I'll show you where I end up in a minute. Well, I've just walked behind the rocks and I'm hoping that this space here is big enough for my tent, because this would be perfect. I'll get the footprint out and we'll see if it's going to fit. But there you go, it just fits. I suppose really the obvious place to go around here would have been probably up on here. But there is a path that goes just past in between these Wain Stones actually, so I don't want to be anywhere near there, although I must say it's very, very quiet. Like I say, I've seen absolutely no one today. But the main thing is I'm out of the wind. The wind is set to actually reduce through the night. There might be some showers later, and there might be some showers in the morning, probably around the time when I want to leave. So it's not ideal, but we'll cope with it. We've got all the gear. Got all my waterproof gear with me, so I'm not phased. Now sadly, because of this cloud everywhere, I'm not seeing any kind of real sunset at the moment. In fact, the sun's probably already set. It's just gone 25 to 7. Lights are coming on down in Glossop, but there's too much of a haze to see much further than Glossop really. You can just about make some lights out over towards Stockport, Manchester direction, but as it stands, yeah, not a huge amount to see. Anyway, I'm going to make some tea in a minute, have a nice brew, after I've got all my kit out, of course, get the mattress inflated, etc, etc, and then I'll show you what I'll be having for tea. And then it's going to be just a nice relaxing night, a quiet night hopefully. Okay, so we're in the tent, ready to have a brew. I've got the water on already with the spirit stove, so I'll quickly show you what I'm having for tea tonight, because I know you're fascinated by this. Who wouldn't be? So starting off, I've got a little bit here. There's not a huge amount of this, but this is some chicken in a sauce that I did for fajitas, so chicken fajitas sauce basically without the fajitas. I was thinking it'd be nice to have that with some rice, so I've got my Tilda rice here. I've also got the chicken korma curry and rice, and with that I have another little pack of actual chicken tikka as well. Goes really well with it. And then still haven't managed to have this Ainsley Harriott Gone chicken soup yet, so that's still on the menu as a spare. Come on, salt and vinegar hula hoops, they're up there with the very best in my opinion. Certainly more, I don't know if these are healthy or not, but they sound healthier. Wheat crunchies, bacon flavour, also very nice. I was mega impressed with the Millennium dark chocolate peppermints that I bought last time, so I've actually got 2 of those. 2 Millennium peppermint chocolates with dark chocolate there. And I've also brought a nice Costa Coffee salted caramel latte and another caramel latte. This time it's a Starbucks. So that is about everything. So not a huge amount to talk about tonight. No Tim, of course, so you could just stuck with me, I'm afraid. And I don't have all the quips and anecdotes that perhaps you'd desire to be entertained, so sorry about that. I have brought a little hip flask of whiskey tonight. Nothing special, just a cheap, well, I didn't say cheap, it was 20 quid, and I'll put the name on the screen in a second, but it says it's described as a British single malt. There's no age statement on it, but anyway, I've tasted it and it's all right. You know, it's better than the usual suspects like Bell's and Grouse and all that lot. So yes, it's nice. I took the decision to come up here after doing quite a few camps on Kinder, and Kinder Scout's still got loads to give. I'm certainly not bored of it. And if I was with Tim, I might have gone tonight to Cluther Rocks on Kinder. But I thought, I've not been to Bleaklow for a while. And in my mind, I'm thinking it's closer to home, but it took me 2.5 hours, or 2 hours 40, I think, to walk to this exact spot. So it's not that close. I think it's actually quicker to get to Ashop Head, that side of Kinder, from my house than it is to walk to here. So make of that what you will. But anyway, I'm glad of the walk. My legs were caning today. I actually had a session at the gym doing squats, three lots of squats, and then this walk. So I've had a good leg day today, that's for sure. Anyway, nothing much really more to say, so I'm not going to just witter on for wittering on's sake. I'll get on with cooking some food, and as and when I find things that are worth recording, I'll show you them. So, see you in the next scene. Well, as you might have seen from the last clip there, I took a quick walk up to Bleaklow Head to the cairn there with the stake sticking out, and yeah, it's a very different place from Kinder. Bleaklow has got a far more, I don't think malevolent is probably a bit too strong a word, but it's definitely not quite as friendly as Kinder, I find. Yeah, it's definitely bleak, but still, the great thing about it is it does seem to be less popular in terms of walkers and certainly campers. I don't think I've ever seen anyone camping around this area, but I've only been a couple of times, to be fair. But yeah, it's not as conducive, I think, as Kinder. But from time to time, and with it being fairly close to home, it's definitely worth a go. Well, I've had some of that whiskey. I'm going to have a little bit more of it, and then I'm going to just lie down and put some tunes on and hopefully just drift off to sleep. It's not that late, but when you're on your own and when you've not got a good phone signal so you can't watch videos, there's not a huge amount you can do really. So now I've had my little wander over the moor. It's it's just going to be a case of lying down and chilling out. Anyway, I'll say goodnight to you all on that point, and I'll see you first thing tomorrow. That's a sight for sore eyes. Good morning, everybody. So that was a challenging night because my hay fever decided to kick off big time. So my nose was either blocked or running, and my eyes were itching, and I was just uncomfortable. And I brought my homeopathic tablets with me, which normally help, but no, to no avail last night, sadly. As you can see, as expected, we're clagged out here, Bleaklow. So the time is 7:10. My aim is to be away by about past if I can. I've already started packing up. Just have this coffee I've just made, and then it'll be a case of hitting the trails and probably needing the OS map because it's difficult to negotiate in the best of conditions. So in the clag, I'll be using the OS map definitely. Well, I'm a bit later than I imagined. It's 7:55, but I'm all packed up. Nothing left. So it's time to get out into the clag. I think the plan is make my way to the main path. Once I'm on the main path, it's fairly easy till I get to Wain Stones, where I then need to take a right. But I've got the OS map, so I can consult that if need be. Right, let's get out of here. Well, after a blind yomp across shelf moss, literally having the phone in my hand and the OS map on, I've managed to get back to the path I wanted to, which is here at Yellow Slacks Brook. So the path, you can just about see it there on the right. You can see that this clough here opens out into Yellow Slacks Valley, and if it wasn't for the clag, it'd be spectacular. You saw some of it yesterday, so if there's anything to see, I'll show you on the way back. Well, just before I make the last descent to the path that leads to Old Glossop, and while I've still got some views behind me there, I just thought I'd sign off at this point. I must admit I'm feeling quite tired, quite worn out, but it's always worth it. It was a great hike there yesterday, and I did enjoy the camp, and I enjoyed the food in particular last night. It was great. So yeah, as I said last night, Bleaklow has got a very kind of menacing atmosphere at times, to be honest with you. And as I was walking back in the clag this morning, having to use the OS map, you realise what an unforgiving place it really is. Anyway, on that note, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the comments.